So, welcome. I love that moment of like waiting to go live and then you become live and it's just like totally awesome. So, welcome to this business done different live that we're doing with our amazing Joy of Business facilitators, our JCFs. And today I have Chandana Bawa with me, and we were just talking about some amazing stuff that's come up the last few weeks. And I'm so grateful that you here with me today.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you so much. And thank you for pronouncing my name so beautifully. Very few people actually get it right.
Oh, yay. Cool. I
And
just,
what's in a name, right?
yeah, exactly. We were also just like, wow, who are we today? And also, how much fun can we have in this conversation? So I know you sent me a bit of info about yourself before this, and I would love to hear from you just a few things about your journey with Access. And you mentioned some big things that you've changed in your life, and I'm so intrigued. And I would actually love to hear from you before we get to like our main topic. Maybe you'd be willing to talk a little bit about like your journey up until now and how you got to this point of being a Joy of Business facilitator.
Absolutely. I would love to. So I started with Access, with the journey of Access, getting introduced to the tools around 10 years back now. It's almost, yeah, it's going to be 10 years, another couple of months. And
Mm,
when I started, I was in a very dark space with my body. I had something
mm,
called fibromyalgia, which was for over 19 years. And I had been, to different doctors. I had tried out a whole lot of medication. I had gone to different gurus and astrology. Living in India, we have a lot of that. So I had done everything that was available to me to change
mm,
it. And I couldn't. I mean, it would work for a bit and then it would come back. It would change and then it would come back. And the pain used to be excruciating. My entire life was literally falling apart right there in front of me. I was 29 when I was diagnosed, and I was 47 when I got introduced to the tools of access. So,
mm,
that entire period was really difficult and it was a struggle. And that I had this point of view of energy work coming from India. I was like, no, I don't want to try out energy work because they're just there. It's not doesn't work. It's all bunkum. I'm not doing it. But there was something with the bars. When I read the bars, I read this advertisement, and I was like,
mm,
I was resisting it for 2 years, mind you. I would watch it, I would read about access, and I'd be like, no, it's not going to work. They're just these
mm,
Americans who want my money. I'm not going to give them my money. I'm not giving them what's mine. And
mm,
and it was really interesting how one day I was when I had this excruciating pain, and I'd gone to the doctor, and the doctor said we need to increase your dosage of medicines, and now that you are on the strongest dose, this we don't have a stronger dose, so we're going to add a couple of medications to your daily regime. And in that moment, I remember looking at my husband and saying, I'm not going to buy this medicine. And he said, but what do you want to do? I said,
yeah.
I'm going to change this. And that was a moment of being the demand of myself. And I think within a week, I went in for a bars class.
Wow.
And after that, I mean, it's like a different world back then. And now everything's just so different. With that
Wow.
one bars class, I actually woke up being painless the next morning. I woke up with where every morning I would wake up slowly and asking my body literally, where's the pain? Where's the pain? Literally like that. The next morning I woke up with, wow, I have no pain. Like, is this real?
Wow.
Is this for real? Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, and it's been 10 years and I've not had an attack, and I don't have fibromyalgia with whatever that was. And it was,
Yeah.
I recognize now, I recognize then, and I acknowledge that every moment of my day is that my body is really aware. My body has an awareness that, of not just what's true for me, but also of everything that's going on around me. Be it the the body pain, be it the financial problems, be it the relationships, be it the abuse. My body is really aware and gives me information constantly. And with
Yeah.
my not being willing to receive the information, I was actually locking it into my body and making it mine.
So this is, and I know we had like some idea of a topic that we wanted to speak about, but kind of how we started this, like people might be watching me like, okay, this the title of this is business done different. So I'm like always intrigued by how um I think I've even been guilty of it where it's like, well, body stuff is body stuff, yes, and that's
Yeah.
one thing. And then business is this other thing where it's like those almost those two worlds don't seem to come together. So I'm wondering if you'd be willing to talk about like, you know, you've spoken of your journey and all this awareness with your body. Now you're someone who like facilitates stuff about business. You know, you're a advanced facilitator of business stuff. How do those two worlds like come together for you?
Thank you, Kelly, for that. Because in my world, also, there was a separation between body and business and relationships and, stuff like that. But
Yeah,
what I really love about business, especially joy of business, the way Simon talks about joy of business, the way Gary and Dane have introduced, the tools of business into our worlds, it's really about recognizing that you are in business and the creation of your life. If you're
yeah,
breathing, you have blood flowing through your veins, you're creating a business of living.
yeah,
And it's not just the business, as in you take your briefcase and go to an office. It's what is
yeah.
your life you're living? Is it something that makes you happy every morning? Or is it something that you want to run away from? And when
Yeah.
you I created my life as quote unquote something in this reality that would be a failure. But I had a joy of failure attached to that, where I'd be like, see, I knew I couldn't change it. See, I tried and I couldn't do it. I worked so hard, but I couldn't do it. Till I made a different choice of choosing to have ease, of choosing to have success with what I choose, not from a space of judgment, but from a space of it expanding my world. So there really is nothing that's separate, because my body is included in the creation of my life, and the creation of my life is my business.
Mm. That's so beautiful. And like I think the name of the classes that you mentioned, Joy of Business, like business done different, is such a mind, like it kind
Yeah.
of scrambles your brain because business seems to be, and we have been talking and having conversations about structures, and
Yeah.
business almost feels like one of those very, very solid structures and like something that you're supposed to, like you said, pick up your briefcase, go to the office. I'm going to go and do business, you know? Um,
Yeah.
so I wonder if you like, how do you see that you do business different?
So when we look at doing business, it's so much of being in the structure of what's required of you in business.
Yeah.
Instead of asking, who can I be here, and what can I create, and what system of possibilities can I be here, instead of being the structure of the rightness and the wrongness of doing business, instead of being the structure of the correct way and the right way, instead of because there's no receiving in that, right? There's just doing. There's constant time consuming. There's constant 9 to 5, 10 to 6, or whatever. There's that time which plays a very large role in controlling who you can be. But when you start to look at business and you start to actually ask, who can I be in business? What can I be? You start to recognize that the business that you're creating is for the being.
Mm,
The business that you are in the creation of your life is for the being. And money
yeah.
is a byproduct of that, which is what your body enjoys.
Yeah.
So when you are in communion with your body and your being, there's this beautiful space of receiving, that your it's the being and the body playing together and the creation of the business of your life.
Mm, wow. So what you said about going beyond the right and the wrong,
Yeah,
and actually like who can I be? The question that's on the screen, who can I be? It's like for me that and the energy also that you were with that is so beautiful. So thank you.
yeah,
Um, that to me and the word joy came up, and I was like, oh, joy of business, because that's where when we try, it's like when we try and do things because of the right and wrong, or this is what's expected of me, there is no joy.
yeah. Yeah, that there is no joy in that because you're
Mm,
so stuck and you're so embroiled in the self judgment of am I right? Am I wrong? Did he do it right? Did he do it wrong? There is no
yeah,
question. There's just constant judgment. And your natural way of being is joy. It's like that.
yeah.
It's like that. I love the way Simone talks about your business being that little baby animal that's out there having fun, enjoying itself, playful, out in the open. And the
Mm,
if you play with the animal, if you play with the baby animal, it grows. It shows you more possibilities. And
mm,
but instead of what we want to be with that baby animal that's having so much fun is let me control it, let me make it mine, let me own it. And that's where you give up the joy in the creation, and you
yeah.
start to be this dictator with the creation that actually destroys the creation.
Mm,
So where there's joy is your natural space. Natural way of
yeah.
being is joy.
Yeah. I love that so much. And I'm wondering, like, something that I want to ask you is throughout your day, or like when you wake up in the morning, like, is there a tool, is there like a question that you ask that kind of opens up that space for you? Because it is so easy when you first thing in the morning wake up. I notice it with myself of like, what do I need to do? My to-do list, like what do other people require of me? And that isn't very joyful
Oh,
spacious. So I'm wondering like if there's something that you use kind of like when you notice that coming up.
yeah. Kelly, that's really interesting. It's such a normal way of going to, oh, what do they require from me? Oh, I got to check my phone. I got to make sure whatever, someone sent me a message. I got to make sure I'm on it. I'm replying on time.
Yes. Yes.
It's all of that pressure and that time and that need of fulfilling other people's requirements. But,
Mm,
if your glass is empty, you really can't be that for anyone. So
mm.
my day really, really begins with an acknowledgement of who I be, acknowledgement of my body. And,
Yeah.
I start my day with acknowledging my body by saying, hey, body, thank you. Good morning. I love you. And how much fun can we
Mm,
have today? And then I go
yeah.
into asking my business, okay, business, where would you like to go today? Show me, who
Yeah.
can we add? Show me, what can we be that can
Yeah.
have us having fun?
Yeah. I love that so much. Thank you.
You're
Um,
welcome.
was there anything else that you like? We have this whole thing of joy of business and business done different has been very big in my world because I'm gonna travel live to Simone's class in Budapest soon. Um, and is there anything else that you'd like to share with people before we end our conversation?
Kelly, my ask of the universe and my demand of myself has been to have every person on this planet attending a business done different class. And how different would the planet be if,
Yeah.
everyone had the tools of business done different, and the way Simone facilitates this class, there's
Mm,
just so much of relaxation and so much of receiving that
mm,
your entire world changes. It's never going to be the same again.
mm,
So for all of those who are out there sitting on the fence or wondering or giving themselves the reasons and excuses and justifications of why you can't do it, what if you could just choose to fly, choose the class, whether it's online or whether you go to Budapest to do it? What if there's such an expansiveness that's available
mm,
that cannot be understood but can just be received?
mm. Thank you. And thank you for your beautiful energy. I loved starting my day with you.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for you, my sweetness. Really. So grateful for you.
Me
I really
too.
enjoyed this. Thank you.
Me too. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you soon for the
Thank you.
next
Yes.
episode. Bye.
Bye.